Hello, and welcome back to episode 4 of Learn Minecraft. My name is SpiderZ, and today we are going to be going branch mining, hopefully finding some diamonds that we can start getting really geared up here. So I already gathered everything that I need and want to take with me, so actually I better leave some of this iron behind just in case something happens. But let's head out. So we're going to be heading back down that ravine that we checked out yesterday. Yeah, I had a long day in the hospital today. I was there for about 10 hours in internal medicine, which is basically like a regular health clinic, but for complex patients. And to be honest, I was pretty bored. So I moved my lunch to the end of the day and then I just left early. But we're creeping up on finals here soon. Okay, so to check what coordinates you're at, you can hold down the function key and then F3. Or, depending on your computer, you might be able just to hold down F3. And it'll give you these coordinates, or a whole bunch of different things, but over on the left-hand side, you'll see XYZ right here, and this will tell you where you're at in the world. So, like, if you ever build a house somewhere or something and you want to remember where it is in case you lose it, you can write those down, and then you can just follow them all the way back to your house if you lose it. But for us, we are going to be using the coordinates because the best place to look for diamonds if you're branch mining is at y equals 11. So y is that middle number. So we're at 21. If we jump, we're at 22. But we want to get down to 11 because that is the key mining area. So let's jump down here. And then let's start working our way down. Diamonds can be found from y equals 16 and below. So that red block that we just found is something called redstone, and it's basically like the electricity of this game. You can use it to build machines and all kinds of different things. But, ooh. So, redstone can only be mined with an iron pick or better, iron pickaxe. So we've got our iron pickaxe, and it drops this dust. And I'll show you guys how to use that later, but for now, we'll just leave it. And we're gonna start by making a tunnel. Now, as you can see, there's gravel here. A trick to breaking gravel really quick is that you can break the bottom block and then using a torch. Ooh, placed it too fast. But if you place the torch as it's falling, it'll break all of that gravel for you. And then you can clear it away super fast without having to use a shovel. So anyways, for branch mining, you just want to make a straight tunnel to start with. And this will be our main tunnel. That'll work. All right. Now, you want to go off of the main tunnel and you want to start branching out in like a whole bunch of just straight lines. And you can do a 1x2 like we're doing, just big enough for you to walk through. Or if you would like, you can do a 2x2 like this. However, the 1x2 is a little bit more efficient because you end up uncovering more potential blocks than if you're just doing a 2x2. So you just want to mine out straight like this, and I believe that unless you're using X-rays or something like that, this is the quickest way that you can find diamonds. Like I said in the last episode, the reason why caving for diamonds isn't necessarily the best option is because a lot of caves don't actually go low enough for you to find diamonds in them. Some of them do, but in general, not as many do. You might be asking yourself, well, you said that diamonds can spawn anywhere between Y16 and below, so why don't we go all the way down to 0? Why are we on 11? And the reason for that is that starting at block 10, so this block that we're standing on, that's the most common level for you to run into lava. So by mining at y equals 11, if you run into lava, it's not likely to be on top of you or around you, and so it'll be easier to deal with. But anyways, this is a little bit of a long and tedious process. But hopefully here pretty soon we'll start to, what am I doing? Hopefully here we'll start to get some good results. And I guess the nice thing is that while we're doing this, since I don't have to focus as much, I can just kind of chat with you guys. This morning, I had to drive to the hospital and get there by 6 in the morning. And I forgot that there was going to be snow on my vehicle, so I left a little bit late, and then I had to scrape all the snow and ice off of my vehicle. And I was like stressing that I was going to be late to the hospital, but I got there in just enough time that I was not late. And then I showed up at this place, which I've been to a couple of times, and I don't know, they were talking about how busy they were going to be, and then the whole day we only ended up seeing 2 patients, and I'm like, well, that was anticlimactic. I sure wasn't that busy. Now, I am grabbing all of the redstone that we see for now, but after I get a good amount of it, it's probably best to just leave it. And the reason being for that is that eventually, once we get some diamonds going, we will be able to make what's called an enchantment table, and we will be able to enchant our pickaxe to make it basically a super pickaxe. And one of the enchantments that you can get is called Fortune, and it makes it so that when you mine like diamonds or redstone or coal or things like that, that you will get extra for the same, for mining like 1 block of it. So let's say that, like right now, if we found a block of diamonds and we mined it, we would only get 1 diamond from that whole block. But if we had Fortune, I think that we could get up to like 3 or 4 at least. So it makes it a lot more efficient. But, ooh, spooky sounds. Ooh, I hear lava nearby. You always, when you're caving, want to take a bucket of water with you in case you fall into lava. And later on, it's probably best if you take some fire resistance potions with you, but we have not gotten to the point yet where we can make those. Check out that lava lake. I guess this way. Well, there's gravel in the way. Oh well. Oh, there it is. But as you can see, guys, here is lava at y=10, just like it normally is. And this stuff here is obsidian. We saw some of it earlier when we were at the broken nether portal, but eventually we will use this to make that nether portal to what is basically Minecraft hell. And there's a bunch of useful resources there, especially since they updated it a lot. So I was hoping that we would see some diamonds down here. So far it does not appear so. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh, there's a bunch of zombies. Oh, Jesus. What's that? What type of spawner is that? So up ahead, behind that skeleton, it looked like I saw a dungeon. I'm not sure what I saw. But if it is, we're going to have to go there quick, because they're going to... Come on. Oh, it's a zombie spawner. So by putting the torches around it like this, that just keeps more things from spawning. Well, that's pretty cool, actually. I would say that the most useful of the spawners is probably skeleton. And that's just because you can get like a bunch of arrows and stuff like that, but I'd say zombie is the second most useful, especially because from zombies you can get carrots and potatoes, which we need for our farm. I don't want to sit here forever right now and try to get carrots and potatoes, but we will definitely keep that in mind and come back here later. So I'm going to go ahead and go back this way now, because I don't want to keep going over that lava lake, but we'll go back to our central branch, and then we'll start mining in the opposite direction. And hopefully pretty soon we'll run into a good chunk of diamonds. I prefer to do 1 by 2 like this. So, a random chat about Halloween. I had a wild Halloween. I know it was like 2 weeks ago now, but I just started this channel, so I figure some of you guys will get a good laugh out of it. Like my main group of friends here in college, they're all female, and they all wanted to go out and walk around town for Halloween. And so I was like super busy in the hospital that week, and so I didn't have time to go get a costume. And they asked me, they're like, hey, do you want us to pick you up something? Do you have something that you want us to grab you? And I'm like, look, like I'm super busy. I don't even know what I dress up as, but you know, you guys go ahead, get whatever you like, get me whatever. You know, you pick out something that matches your guys' costumes, and then I'll just like go out with you guys like that. And that was, let me tell you, that was a big mistake. Don't let your friends pick your costumes. It's a bad idea. Halloween rolled around, and they like gave me my costume Halloween morning, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, what is this? And like, it's what you're gonna wear tonight with us. And let me tell you, they're evil. They picked out like basically this really revealing like witch costume, and um anyways, this witch costume, I like it, okay, they had like the shortest skirt that you could ever wear. I'm talking, this thing was probably like only 4 to 5 inches. They picked out fishnets and then a crop top and then a wig, and I'm like, oh goodness, what have I gotten myself into? But you know, I'm not gonna be a buzzkill, so I like dressed up in this like fairly slutty witch outfit that they picked out, and then I like painted my nails, or I let them paint my nails, and then we went out on the town, and I was just like way out of my comfort zone. I was like, ooh, this is a little bit much for me, but I don't know. It gave them a good laugh, so it was worth it, I guess. But it was really awkward because, you know, I'm dressed up in this like short skirt with these spiderweb fishnet leggings, and like every guy that we walked by kept checking me out, and I'm like thinking, oh, gross. Is this really how girls feel? I'm like, God, feel bad for them. But and then we walked by this like this big classroom, and I don't know why there were people in it, but there were like 30 guys in this classroom, and all 30 of them turned around at once and looked out the window and then started like cheering and checking me out. I'm like, oh hell no. So I like, yeah, but the like freakiest part of the night was we were they were thirsty, so we went into this pizza place to get drinks, and I'm like standing there behind them kind of, and I wasn't really paying attention, but then like I heard the cashier asking them like what they wanted to drink and stuff, and it sounded like the voice sounded familiar, so I looked up, and it was one of the girls from my nursing group, which, to clarify, my nursing group only has 20 students in it. Like, it's a really small group of kids. And I'm thinking, like, oh my gosh, I had no clue that she worked here. And, like, and then she complimented my costume. She's like, hey, that's super cute. And I'm like, thinking, oh goodness, what do I do? So I just, like, awkwardly stared at her. And then I, like, nodded my head. And then, oh, is this another room? Oh my goodness. Anyways, I like awkwardly nodded my head like thank you, but I didn't say anything. It was just like the weirdest experience ever, but anyways, that was my freaky Halloween. Definitely am not gonna let my friends pick out costumes for me anymore. Even though it was a good time, but I don't want stuff dropping down on top of me while I'm in here. Dude, oh, I can feel it. I can feel like a creeper getting ready to drop down or something. Oh, it freaks me out. There's a skeleton up there. Oh, I don't like this. There's a lot of iron in here. I don't want to keep mining iron. I want to get diamonds. Oh yeah, okay. This like run and jumping that I'm doing, basically like for whatever reason in this game, if you hit your head on the ceiling a whole bunch of times, you run faster. So anyways, some more fun facts about me. When I was 8 years old, I started karate, and I did that, well, all the way until today. So it's been like 12 years now. But anyways, where is this zombie? Ugh, obnoxious. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, so I've like done karate for a super long time, and it's always been like super fun. It's a great confidence booster and stuff. And like, oh, okay, so this is diamonds. Honestly, you'd think I have like ADHD with how distracted I get when I'm talking, but I swear I don't. I'm just not good at multitasking yet in this game. Anyways, so at least early on when diamonds are super important, I recommend that you always dig out like as much around them as you can, because let me tell you, it is like the saddest moment in your life when you mine for a long time looking for this, and then you mine a block out, and then there's lava under it, and you lose it. It is like the most depressing feeling you will ever feel in this game. So, you know, mining this much out, I feel good that there's no lava. Even if there is, I can grab it fine. I also don't hear anything. So, I'm going to shift click just in case there is. That was 6. So that was a pretty good haul. Diamonds can spawn in groups of anywhere from, what is it? I think it's like 2 to 8. Unless you tweak with the world generation, then you can get it to spawn in like groups of up to 16 or something like that. But since they updated the world screen, I'm not too sure how to do that anymore. Anyways, so 6 diamonds isn't that bad actually. 6 diamonds is enough that we can make a crafting table and a pickaxe. Or not a crafting table, an enchanting table. You need 2 diamonds for an enchanting table, and you need 3 for the pickaxe. That gives us 1 left over. I kind of like to have enough for a sword as well, though. Unfortunately, we need 1 more for that. So hopefully we will find 1 more soon. I'm going to go ahead and put torches in my hand. Because I don't think I'm going to need a shield to fight anything doing branch mining like this. So if you have torches in your hand, you can just quickly throw them down without having to switch from your pickaxe. But anyways, I was in karate, and there was this one fight that I had, and it was like right before I got my first black belt. For reference, I have 3 black belts. Anyways, so I was at this karate tournament, and there was no one, like, I don't know why, but not a whole lot of people showed up to this. And there was no one else in my division. So I ended up like getting paired with the 2nd degree black belts, and there were a few of them, and I was like, oh great, here I am, I'm not even like a black belt yet, and they're pairing me with 2nd degree black belts. You know, this is not good. But so I actually made it to the finals, but the guy that I fought in the finals, he was like a really, really good fighter. I'm okay at fighting, I'm not the best. Like, against someone who doesn't know karate, I feel confident, but like, as far as like people that are the same rank as me, or especially people that are above me in karate, like, I'm average. I'm not great. But anyways, so I was fighting this guy, and it was continuous sparring, which is basically like UFC sparring for reference, where like you just keep going and like you can hit each other and basically the fight only stops if one person gets knocked out or one person taps out or the time is over. Um, Unlike UFC fighting, though, it's just one 5 minute round. So you don't have like multiple 5 minute rounds, which if you've never fought for 5 minutes straight, that's like a long time to fight. Like you get so exhausted by that. But anyways, so we're fighting, and I'm just doing terrible. Well, I mean, I was doing fine, but this guy was just way better than me, and he's just like beating me so bad. And he like at one point they stopped the fight in the middle because the referee was concerned for me because I took like a whole bunch of shots to the head. And let's be honest, like when they stopped it, I was like ready to fall over, but I was determined to keep going. He's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna finish this fight. I'm either gonna get knocked out or like whatever happens happens, but I'm gonna finish it." And so he let me keep going. I wasn't bleeding too much or anything. Oh, diamonds. And so we kept going, and at the end of fights, always in the last, like, what is it, the last 10 seconds, last 15 seconds, they always, like, announce it so that you know that you don't have much time left. And at this time, like, on the judges' scorecard, the score was probably only, like, 11 or 12 points for me, and then this guy probably had, like, 21 points or so. Like, he probably had almost double the points that I did. But in the last like 10 seconds of this fight, I like threw a really hard and good turn kick and got him right in the stomach. And his eyes just like went so wide, and I could tell it hurt because like he started to like double over and like bend around my leg. And so I like kept turning and I spun and I back kicked him right in the like his floating ribs or right where his kidney was. And that one also like I could tell that one hurt pretty bad. And he started to like fall over, and as he was falling over like towards the ground, I just like started punching him as fast as I could with like regular punches, and I think I threw in like a spinning back fist and got him in the jaw and stuff. And then he hit the ground, and then they called time right when he hit the ground. And he wasn't unconscious, but he was like definitely in quite a bit of pain. So, anyways, I'm thinking, holy cow, like that was a really good end to that fight. And I still didn't think that there was any way that I could ever win it because like he had just done so good in the beginning compared to me. But I'm like standing there and we're all like catching our breath, and the judges, there's 3 judges, and they're like adding up their scores and stuff. And finally they like call us all over in the end, and oops, wrong one. They call us all over in the end, and the final score was 21 him and 22 me. And I'm like, no way. Like, actually, no way. I don't know if it's nighttime or whatever. And so, like, I ended up beating him by 1 point, even though I was, like, nowhere near his division. He was definitely a better fighter than me. Like, no questions asked. He was way better. Ooh, I don't have a bow. I don't have a bow. Alright, guys, we need to get a bow. we need one. It's time. When that happens, it's time. Oh, by the way, guys, I died off camera yesterday. I wasn't recording, otherwise I would have showed you guys. I'm not trying to like hide it or anything. I was just like chilling out on the phone with my friend. I was like clearing away all this stuff here, and there's like this little pond over by our house, and I was like sitting in the middle of the pond in my inventory, and a creeper fell on the pond, and I like jumped out of my inventory, and I like pressed to block with the shield, but I guess I was like maybe not turned at the right angle or something, because like even with full iron armor, he just definitely wrecked me. It was like insta death. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, here's some of, because he was not standing in the water. I was in the water like right here, and then he like fell out of the tree or something, and then was like standing right there next to the water's edge. But oh man, that one's oh you know what I forgot to do. All right, guys, those of you who know how to play Minecraft are gonna yell at me in the comment section for this. I forgot to grab Obsidian for the nether portal. Okay, should we go back? Should we go back? Ugh, I'll go back off camera. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay. All right, guys, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I messed up the bucket water thing again. I know that my computer is not always the fastest. Like a lot of times I won't even register when I'm like spam clicking the bucket, but I don't know. I thought since I wasn't recording it would actually be fast enough this time, and it definitely wasn't, and I just smacked the ground. Anyways, it's fine. Should we try our luck again? Should we do it? Oh, there we go. Now you decide to work. Now that I'm recording. Oh, go ahead. You'll work now. Ugh. What a joke. What a joke. Anyways, so why we had to come back here is that you need obsidian for the enchantment table. Ooh, jumped over that block. That's pretty good. You need obsidian for the enchantment table, and you can only mine obsidian with a diamond pickaxe. So, do I feel safe here? I'm going to start on this edge. Whenever you're mining obsidian, you know, like, lava is hot. You don't want to burn. So you want to be careful, because there's often more lava underneath the obsidian. So you want to hold down shift the whole time, and then you just got to sit here. And unfortunately, if you don't have an enchanted pickaxe yet, like we don't, you just got to sit here forever. And it takes like, I don't know, what is that, like 10, 12 seconds to mine one. And while we're here, we're going to grab 14, because you need 4 for the enchantment table, and then 10 to make that portal to the nether, because although we could get less and rebuild that one that we found in the beginning, I don't really want to have my nether portal way over there. It would be more convenient if we had it on our little island thing. So we'll just sit here and get the rest of this. Another cool story from my time in karate. There was my secondary black belt testing. It's they have this thing called gauntlet sparring or gauntlet fighting, where basically they get everyone in the karate studio to line up in a big long line in front of you, and you have to fight every single person for 30 seconds, but you only get a 3 foot by 3 foot area that you can be in, and you can't leave that little box. They can leave the box, they can like go anywhere they want, but you can't leave that little box. If you do, then the other black belts standing around that box will like punch you until you get back in. So anyways, like my secondary black belt testing, there were a bunch of people there. Like, let's see, I think I fought for like 18 minutes straight. So that's like 36 people that I had to fight. And like that's a 18 minutes straight without a break. It's like way too long to fight. And this is after having like already fought several other people on like 1-on-1s, 2-on-1s, and 3-on-1s. And so I was just like exhausted, and I'm talking like 2/3 through fighting these like 36 people. Like my arms, I just couldn't, like I could barely keep them up, but they were just so weak. And let me tell you, this last guy that comes in to fight me, the very last person I had to fight, it's like, I swear, they purposely saved the hardest for last. He's a 6'7", 4th-degree black belt. And this man is like not a beanpole 6'7" man. He's like solid freaking muscle. I'm talking this guy like he probably weighs like 280 pounds of just solid muscle. And he runs in, I'm exhausted, and he just flying kicks me in the chest. And there was a table like a few feet behind me where I was standing. And let me tell you, I went flying over this table. And I like landed on the other side, and all the other black belts like went and grabbed me. And you know, you think they'd be like, "Oh, are you okay?" No, they pick me up and they throw me back in my little square. I'm like, "Gee, thanks." And I'll take some of this with me. Eh. Eh. Anyways, so they throw me back in the square, and then this guy, he just starts like hammering me. And then what did he do? He grabbed my head and he like dragged my head down towards him, and he kneed me like right in the face twice. And let me tell you, I don't know how I didn't get knocked out. I was like so dizzy, and my nose like started bleeding all over after that, but like it was cool. I was fine. It was chill. And I gave him so much. Like I was like, afterwards I'm like, bro, did you really have to do that? But you know, makes good stories. So let's see if we can get back. I think it's getting close to nighttime. Yeah. You guys, we need to get better food too. I ran out of all of our steak, all of our pork chop, all of our chicken. You know, I want to do cool stuff next episode, but maybe it's time that we get some farm aminals? Wow. English. Anyone else ever do that? Aminals? Wow. Anyways, we need to get some farm animals up in here. We have a chicken over there, but we need to like get some chickens in pens, get some sheep. That would be awesome so that we can start getting some wool. Okay, what a mess our inventory is. I'm going to clean this up and I will be right back. I'm too OCD to deal with this. Alright guys, I am back. I got all of that stuff out of our inventory and I was going to show you guys. So as you can see, we're getting like a bunch of iron now. We've got a bunch of stacks going. But like this takes up a bunch of room. Something that you can do is you can actually fill up the whole grid like that, and it will give you an entire block. So it's just a compact way to store it. So we can go like that. And now I want to show you guys something neat that we can make that we're not actually going to use yet. But if you go like this with 3 iron blocks and then 4 pieces of iron like that, you get an anvil. And where should we put this? Oh well, that's fine. And if you set the anvil down, you can actually use it to repair items like that. And it does cost some of your levels that you've collected, but you always have that option. And let's see, I don't remember how to make the, do we even have stuff to make it? Oh, not yet. Alright, later on I'll show you guys how to make the, what is it called? The sharpening wheel or whatever. Anyways, you can use it to repair some of your stuff as well. But I'm also going to show you guys, because we need a bow, definitely. We've had too many run-ins with creepers. And so if you go like this, 3 sticks, 3 string, and that will give us a bow, and we'll go ahead and we'll go like that. And then we have some arrows from killing skeletons, but you can make more like this, I believe. Nope, have to be straight up and down. Yeah, so a feather, which you can get from killing chickens, a stick, and then flint, which you get from breaking gravel. And that will give you 4 arrows. So now we have 12 arrows. And you know what? What the heck, while we're at it, how much do we need? I think we need 2 string. Take those sticks with us. So if you have 2 string and 3 sticks, you can also make a fishing rod. And I don't want to get too much into fishing rods this episode. I think fishing is a good episode on its own because it's actually kind of complex and interesting as far as the loot tables go. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I think definitely the play for next episode is we're going to need to go and get some animals, preferably cows and sheep first. So I think we'll work on getting a little farm going here. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to go and check and see if there have been any comment responses to the question of the day. And if there have been, then I'll be back in just a second with that. What's up? I am back, and I went and checked on the last video, and we don't have any comments on it right now, so I'm just gonna call it a day and end this one here, and I will catch you guys next time. This is SpiderZ. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next Let's Play.